Welcome to the MSG podcast. That's movies with Sarah and Garrison. What's this? We have more people, more Avengers lined up. We have Jacob and Aaron. Hello.
Hello. This is Aaron.
This is Jacob.
All right. This movie was filled with a lot of emotions, lots of laughs, lots of sadness, lots of action, a lot of things.
Questions.
Yes, lots of questions, not many answers.
Also, I will say that if you haven't seen the movie, go see it first because this has a lot of spoilers in it.
Right, yeah, definitely. The strength of this movie is definitely on the surprises. Does anyone want to chime in on, their first impressions on the film?
Real quick. I just want to say, I don't want y'all to lose no viewers on this one, but spoiler warning, like they just said. So cut this off right now and then go see the movie. Don't listen to this and then be like, oh man, I wanted to be surprised. So letting you know now, this was a fantastic movie. Enjoyed every bit of it. Sad. It was like a roller coaster of emotion. I don't tear up much. I almost did at one specific scene. That was at the end.
What scene was it?
Oh, that was boy Spider-Man.
Yeah, I teared up.
Oh yeah, he turned into cosmic dust. I was like, sad. I was big sad, but I thought it was a fantastic movie.
So we just actually got out from the theater. Jake and I first saw this day, and then you, Garrison.
Yeah, I saw it Thursday.
Right, and then
I saw it yesterday, 10 a.m. Early bird, 6:50. Yes.
Yeah. Jeez.
I had to go to work right after.
Well, it's kind of a good thing too because it's like $6 and the regular ticket price is like $12, so it's a really good bargain.
I love saving money, especially when it comes to movies. I'm a movie guy, but saving money's better.
Right, but Jacob in the theater after the movie, he said that there were too many cooks in the kitchen. Now, I would say that this is the culmination of like 10 years worth of information and character development and plot, and being following these films since 2008 felt serviced, and I felt service. Any rebuttal on that?
Yeah, it's good that they have, because they had a lot of the backstory already done. I feel too much like that. I don't know. The parts of the story I'd like to see more of like Thor, because it started getting interesting with the dwarves, like that part of the mythology.
The one time Peter Dinklage is tall in his life. If you wanted to know, that's the joke I was saving. That's why I was asking were we recording. So that was.
But
that's it.
I mean, they did make it all work out with all the Avengers. I was a little worried because the other ones it got a little bit too many, like Civil War.
Wait. So you said Civil War had too many?
Yeah, a little bit too many.
Had like 3 times as many.
Well, I mean, they did it good, better than I think Civil War.
Right. Yeah. It's like
because it was more like 3 separate. Each had their own. There was like a group. There was like 3 groups. It wasn't just like push them all together.
And
I
see what you're saying. Like they're focusing on these groups at this point in time, and then when they're done with that group, they're going to the next one, and they're focusing on that group. But then sometimes they bounce back to this one type of thing.
Like The Hobbit. They had like 13 dwarves, but they're all together at the same time, kind of.
That's gotcha.
Like with the Lord of the Rings, you had the Fellowship, had them all together then, but then the other movies, they split them off into separate groups.
Haven't seen those movies all the way through yet.
That's kind of, I mean, this movie did.
But
made
matter.
all the, having all that many superheroes okay with the, the separate groups.
So, have any of you guys actually read the comics?
I've read the Infinity Gauntlet, what this is sort of based on. And I told myself a few years ago when this movie was announced, this movie is half as awesome as that, then I would be I would be very aroused and I'd be very satiated.
You would get baptized.
Baptized in the power of Thanos.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the comics.
Yeah.
I just read the comics, but Wikipedia is a wonderful thing. People sleep on Wikipedia. I caught up in 5 minutes, just to let you know.
So sort of piggybacking off of what you sort of both said, Aaron and Jacob, I think that this film is stronger than Age of Ultron for that very reason, splitting them into groups, because I felt, especially towards the climax of that film, were very jumbled and confusing, and they definitely handled this better this time around. We haven't heard your opinion, Sarah.
I have many opinions. I have not seen many of Marvel's movies just because hero movies make me sick.
It's blasphemy. Get out of here. You don't-
But I mean, this movie I think had a lot of issues with it, but it was a beautiful movie, and I really appreciate all the different aspects of it and all the storylines coming together. I think that's cool. I think more stories need to do that, but for the most part, I was just like laughing the entire time because, hold on, can I say this real quick? Because this is really upsetting me. Why didn't they just cut off Thanos' hand?
And it's funny because he said that. Should have just went for the hand.
Good head.
He said head.
Yeah,
Oh,
he said head.
I would have went for the hand.
I'd have went for the hand personally. I just, hand.
Yeah, like
Strong
that's.
muscles.
I mean, he has an axe, so it seemed to reason that he would just cut it off.
Yeah, he went straight for the chest. I was like, you idiot.
Yeah, so that was like my thing.
Beefy arms though.
That was one of the issues you
No,
had.
but the
It was like the main issue.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But the thing is,
Plot reasons.
would that have worked? Because so Doctor Strange, saw over 14 million possibilities, and
They only won one.
right.
So,
So maybe even if Thor did like slice his head, maybe the Soul Stone or the Time Stone, you can just like quickly rewind time and do something. I don't know.
They could have done it when they were trying to take the glove off. Doctor Strange could have opened a portal because he did that to that big guy in the very beginning of New York. Remember his hand?
Yeah, that
hand fell off.
That's, yeah.
So they could have done that when they're taking the glove off.
and I want to know where some characters went. Like, are they still around? Are they gone to? Wong,
Oh,
the librarian. Like, is Wong gone? Remember last time we saw him, he was in the portal. He was talking to
he had to protect the
exactly. But I mean, he might have disappeared
No.
because Doctor Strange did. He might as well have too.
Could be an interesting theory for future movies because, as we saw in Doctor Strange's film, these guys like protect the world from like crazy like demons and stuff. So what if Wong did die, thus bringing in all kinds of like crazy
Exactly.
demons and stuff?
Because I mean, there was one. Someone told me that there was one where Thanos just wins. You don't stop him. Like, even though there's going to be a part 2, like maybe he wins part 2 as well.
And Kevin Feige, the producer of the pretty much whole Marvel Cinematic Universe, stated that after these 2 Avengers films, there's going to be like a soft reboot. So these are like serious consequences.
Okay. So yeah, it's going to be like a Transformers soft reboot with the 4th one. They just pick up where 3 left off, but they just change the actors a little bit. Yeah. Keep the robots.
It's like the X-Men, where they're like,
Right,
episode 3 didn't happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
They just went back.
No, that
and
whole
made it like
series
that
didn't
movie
happen. That's what they're saying. They're saying 2 and 3, forget about those. You only need to know the first movie, and no Wolverine movies, standalone movies. Just watch the first one and Days of Future Past. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Second one. Good.
I
I
like
think
the
that was the
second
best X-Men.
And Logan was
was good.
Oops, I didn't
The
see
Wolverine,
that. Yeah.
I thought that was
okay.
it wasn't even okay in my mind. I was looking at this. I'm like, is this still a movie?
What
The Wolverine.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Japan.
I didn't like
That
it.
was a bad.
It was a mess.
CGI.
It was a mess to me.
Silver Samurai.
It was. But with this movie though, I mean, CG, it was good. The CG was good. Like, of course, like this was going to be CG.
Right.
They just put makeup on Josh Brolin. He was like, still I'm 5'10", but
Right.
I'm really big. No, he needs to be feet tall. He's a Titan, big purple guy with 8 clefts in his chin.
Yes,
I like the look.
Ball sack for his chin.
Yeah, that's what they said. They said ball sack for chin.
Yeah, kind of like X-Men. No, not X. Men in Black. They made that.
What was his name? The Balchinian.
Yeah.
That was his name, Balchinian.
But
He had a handkerchief over his throat.
So shall we sort of break this film down, like start from the beginning?
Yeah.
So we open up pretty much where Thor Ragnarok left off. There's only a handful of Asgardians left, and Thanos and his posse storm the Asgardian ship. Pretty much most of the Asgardians are dead. Heimdall, Idris Elba's character, is in pain. Thor has Thanos has Thor's head squeezed, gripped, real good, and we have Loki. Birds.
Oh, it was kind of pressing because at the end of Thor Ragnarok, it was like just got like all the Asgardians on the ship. It just saved them from Ragnarok. And it's like they just all die. So like, crap. At that point, that's saving them all from Ragnarok.
I still need to say, I still need to see it, but
Oh no, you don't.
What, Ragnarok?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, no. I mean, I know what happens now. This is like the sequel to Thor. It's like Thor 4, but not really.
Yeah.
Kind of did make that movie.
On my list of all of the films, all 19 films, that one was ranked 13.
So Ragnarok,
yeah,
really?
It's pretty
What's above that? What's number 12?
12 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
First one.
Wait, the
Yeah,
first
first
one?
one. First.
Okay, where's
I
the
like
second
that.
one
I
at?
like
It
that one.
can't be higher than the first
It's
one.
10. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. yeah.
Because Kurt Russell's in it.
Yeah, and I think like I'm not a fan of Origins. Like I just want to sort of get right to the meat and
That's
just
true.
get things going.
A lot of these superhero movies, they go to the origin, especially when they reboot it and they do the origin. You know what I mean? Like, well, I was glad they did what they did with Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Right.
Like, if I saw Ben, Uncle Ben die again, I'd have been like, you know what? I've seen this. I saw this. I've seen it.
That's why I didn't go see it. Like, I don't
It's like same recipe. You just, use something a little different. You add a little more sugar to it or something. You know.
Right.
So
wait, what's your whole list?
My whole list. We're gonna do this now.
Well, now now
I'm curious. Yeah.
Well, this is it's not perfect. Like this is sort of the beta version. I lost my original, so this is kind of off. But number 19 is Iron Man 2. That was not pleasant. That was very cringy to me.
I mean, that movie wasn't bad. I don't know why people didn't
boring.
hate that movie. Okay, I get that one.
We have the Incredible Hulk, Ed Norton. We have Thor 2. Then we have the first Thor. Say that because, like I said, the whole origin thing, Thor was barely in it, and I was kind of.
Yeah, I was interested. I liked Thor because of the mythology in that, but like they go to like spend half the time on Earth.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Earth.
Yeah, you see.
In all the other movies, you're on Earth. I want to see Asgard.
Thor's wearing a plaid shirt and cargo pants.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't Thor.
He looks like he worked hard all day. He hadn't worked a day in his life. I throw a hammer and fight people. I don't know how to be a carpenter.
Then we have Captain America: The First Avenger. It's 15. 14, which I'm thinking about actually putting higher, but right now I have it at Iron Man 3. Okay. I actually liked the Mandarin twist. That was pretty cool and pretty funny.
A lot of nerds were mad about that, though.
Yeah, screw them.
I know, right?
13, Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
12, Guardians of Galaxy 1. 11, we have Avengers: Age of Ultron.
That's the right spot for that. Yeah. That's like an indifferent type of movie.
Yeah, pretty mid
Did
tier.
they bring back Joss Whedon for that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Because I remember he said he wanted to make that one a little smaller, but you still drop a big chunk of Earth back to Earth, and then you blew it up. So, I mean, I don't know how that's smaller, but,
But it was confined to a smaller city than Manhattan, so.
True. A poor city at that one,
Then we have Guardians 2. Pretty like that one, pretty much. I might raise that one higher, actually. Then we have the first Iron Man, a classic.
Yeah.
And that one night, Iron Man 1 in my basement, and it was the first time that we saw the post-credit scene with Nick Fury.
Yeah, I remember that. Because we were sitting there like, wait, we didn't see that in the theater. And that was like the first introduction to us, like, dude, we got to stay for the credits now from now on. That was when we discovered Marvel Stingers.
We have Ant-Man at number 8.
Still haven't seen that either.
My least favorite one. Physics is so off.
Yeah, it is.
They probably talked a lot
It
of science
broke
in
it
that
for
movie.
me.
They
I'm
probably
like,
talked a lot of
this
science
is-
in that movie.
Actually, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange sort of have the same number, but depending on how I feel that day, they'll switch back and forth. But Black Panther, that number 6 or 7. Now I kind of feel weird about this movie, Black Panther, because it had a lot of like hype, like racial hype and stuff like that. And
That's why I went to go see it.
and I was afraid that black people would praise it. You know, it would have been just average, and you know, it was good. It was quite good. Probably one of my favorite things about it was that the score. Like, I really liked the African music. Had one of the best villains. Longer.
Oh yeah, he's Black Vegeta. Everybody.
Yep.
Just to let you know, that was Black Vegeta.
Yeah. Some cool female characters, like Shuri was probably one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
And Michonne
yep.
too. Michonne.
Hey, do you watch Walking Dead?
Well, I just know about Michonne.
Oh, okay.
The only reason why, because she lives. You know what I mean? Don't disappoint me, Michonne. Love you.
Then we have 6, Doctor Strange, or number 7. We have 5, the first Avengers. Yeah, good, pretty good. It's, you know, when we first saw that, I felt like okay about it, but the music and like this was the first time that the characters met.
Yeah.
And they were kind of butting heads, and that was really interesting.
We saw that back to back that day too.
Yeah.
That was the way we left one theater, walked right into another one.
Yeah. And 4 is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That was a fantastic
yeah.
movie. That was definitely fantastic.
Yeah, this one was like what I wanted from Spider-Man. Like, it was a combination of the Tobey Maguire ones and the Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And pretty much the best of both worlds. The cool character, and probably like 3rd or 4th favorite villain, Vulture. Sympathetic character.
Thank you. Yeah. They finally put a villain that, you know, that wasn't there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if I'd have seen Green Goblin again the 3rd time, been a little upset. Like, give us a villain we haven't seen already.
Aren't they making like a movie just for him though?
Vulture?
Green Goblin.
Green Goblin? I don't know. Well, they're doing that Venom movie.
Jamie Foxx is Electro.
Oh yeah, that was that good.
But honestly, I do want to see that.
The Venom movie.
The Venom movie. I do want to see that. I like Tom Hardy, really do. And then what got me in the trailers when he said, "Why did we do that?" And I was like, I'm hooked. I have to see anything else. I didn't even finish the trailer. Like, they're like, "Oh, dude, did you see that, the Venom suit?" I saw a still of it, but I didn't finish the trailer. Then I watched it again. I was like, still gonna go see it. I don't care that Sony makes it. Sony might make a terrible movie, but I'm gonna go see it and probably be like, "Oh, it was pretty good."
Their track record isn't
definitely not the best.
So top 3. The first 2 might like flip around depending on how I feel, but 3 is Winter Soldier. Super awesome. I remember seeing it at the time. I think I saw it with you.
Yeah.
And I had the biggest smile on my face watching it. Awesome. Then we have 2, Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
Basically Avengers 2.5. Super sweet.
Yep.
And sort of the beginning of the conflicts with Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. It's fracturing the Avengers, and number 1 is Infinity War. It's
really?
Wow.
Whoa, you busted a premature one there.
Yeah.
Movie ain't even been out for 4 days.
Well, I saw it twice. I had a few hours to digest.
Oh, you saw it twice?
Yeah. After I saw it, at like 12 a.m.
Okay.
Came out at like 3 a.m. Like my dream that night was like, like the Doctor Strange movie, just like all this like weird mind bending stuff. It was,
teach me.
Yeah. Anyway.
Can I take it back to, what was your number 3 again?
Soldier.
Okay. See, I like that movie. What would have made it better for me when I wanted to go see it was in the trailer, they showed the part where the shoulder sticks his arm out and catches the shield. If they'd have left that out, just put that in the movie, and I didn't see it in the trailer, I'd have been like, this is probably one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Like, that little thing. That's little, but I mean, that's kind of big too. Like, that's kind of a spoiler. Like, you don't expect someone to just catch the shield. He throws that with everything he has. He might take your head off if he's in a bad mood, but he might not kill you. But still, like, that is Captain America's shield. One just catches it. I was like, see that out of the trailer, but
Show the best parts.
yeah, exactly. You see what happened to Batman vs Superman with spoiling trailers. So you know what I mean. But at least with Marvel, we know they'll follow through with great content.
On a side note, I really enjoyed Wonder Woman. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
But man, like, Justice League was just like bland. Like, it's forgettable. Really.
You know what? I collect movies, and if I buy it in a steelbook, that means I really like the movie. I bought Justice League in a steelbook.
really liked the movie.
I liked the movie. I thought it was good.
Now
Steppenwolf was a weak villain. I'll give it that. But I thought it was a good movie.
The director's cut better?
There was no director's cut. Yeah, they didn't do it like they did with
Suicide Squad.
Oh God, I'm gonna
It
shoot
made me
myself
wanna
with that movie.
Commit Suicide Squad.
Dude, like, what upsets me about DC is like how your animated movies better than your live action movies. Like they put more energy into the animations than they do with real people. Real people, they're just like, oh no, like why? How come cartoon Harley has more emotion than real Harley?
Or how you have a bad story when you're spending millions and millions of dollars
Yeah.
on a movie. I mean, the effects are amazing.
Exactly.
Like the time to do all that stuff, and
Exactly.
it's like you can't bother to edit a story.
Yeah, well,
You know, wasn't the editors for the actual movie the same editors that did the trailer? So they had trailer editors for the movie.
Let's see, they didn't know what they were doing. Now, the other thing with that movie with Suicide Squad, like the one thing I can say about it, I like the fact that it was an original story. A lot of people are like, wow, I just want the Suicide Squad to be the live action version of Assault on Arkham. I'm like, see, that's like a good thing and a bad thing. Like, it's good that they, made a live action version of that, but at the same time, you got some people out there, including me, that would be like, you couldn't come up with something else. Like, I saw this already. I saw the animated version of this. I don't need to see it again in live action. I've already got what I had from the animated version my house. I have this. Give me something new. You know what I mean?
Trying to market towards people who don't watch
Exactly.
like I mean, people who watch the Marvel movies that aren't comic nerds.
Exactly. And I mean, for those of you that haven't seen any of the animated DC movies, which I don't see how you haven't, go see at least 3 of them. I don't care which ones you see. Just go see them, and you will be hooked, and you'll watch the rest of them. Just watch 3. Honestly, I would tell you to watch at least Assault on Arkham. Watch that one, and Batman Returns. Both series, I'll count that as one movie, part 1 and 2, and then probably like anything that's like Batman vs Superman-esque or some Justice League animated, some Justice League Doom. Yeah. I would say watch Justice League Doom, all of them.
Yeah. Before we get sidetracked, we should probably reel this back in to Infinity War. Let's reel it. Yeah, we barely covered any ground. This is, I think we should just run through this. We're still on the Asgardian ship.
Yes, very true. I mean, like I said, I didn't see Thor Ragnarok, but I mean, I figured this movie was going to pick up right where it left off because that was the last movie they did. So I'm sitting there like, oh, this is how Thor ended, and this is where they're going to pick up. So let's get to it. I'm just sitting there like, oh shit, I'm like, wow, they're doing everything at once. I'm like, but do we trust Loki? Because I didn't see Thor 3, so I was just like, do we trust Loki at this point? Do we not trust Loki? Who trusts Loki? Only Loki trusts Loki, or does Thor trust Loki? You know what I mean? Can Thanos trust Loki?
Well, at the end of Ragnarok, Loki took the Tesseract.
Exactly.
So he's still being sneaky. So,
yeah.
So don't trust him.
He's one of those guys where you can trust me so long as my life is still in danger as much as yours, type of thing. Like it just was. Someone met their end. Loki, by the way. Didn't make it.
Spoilers. Right, so we're still on this damn ship. We need to belong. Right, so Heimdall summons some like dark magic, sends Hulk to Earth, into the Sanctum, warns Doctor Strange and Wong. Doctor Strange recruits Tony. Tony and Stark are butting heads. What happens after this?
Strange and Tony are butting heads. Then you have a lot of.
Oh right, that's right. The ship comes in. Spider sense happens, slings out the window. Some aliens fight.
Squidward comes.
Yeah, Squidward was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Was it the Maw? Is that his name?
Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw, which is that one of Thanos' children, or is he just like an old guy?
Well, I imagine he's as much as Thanos' child as Zoe Saldana.
Maybe,
Gamora.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe he just goes to other world. Like he doesn't have these children. You know what I mean? Like who wants to sleep with that guy? Like that's.
Well, he's probably barren.
He could be. I mean, and Thanos. We can get to that subject later when that rises up.
Right.
For
yeah.
Titan,
Right.
Yeah.
He's
Because that's not what Titans look like.
Right.
He was a weird one.
He's basically a mutant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's a weirdo. So he could be an X-Men if he want to.
Um,
And the scars on his face were like facial marks.
yeah, cause that was pretty cool. Like you could.
Looks like Wolverine
Yeah.
got him already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just
I did
marks.
kind of watch. I kind of peeked. I was like, did Wolverine get to him? I was like, let's out of his face again. Rewind that. But I mean, the detail in him was pretty good too. I mean, he's what, like 8 feet tall, 9 feet.
That was all computer. That wasn't makeup. That was really good, realistic computer effects.
What's like rotoscoping?
Some cool fights happened.
Yeah.
And this is a mountain of a movie to digest.
And then they get on the flying donut.
Flying
Spider-Man
donut.
and Iron Man.
Yeah, Strange gets sucked up.
By them all.
Right, and then Spider-Man tries to cling on, loses his breath, falls off armor, stows away. Tony jumps on. Anyway, we all saw the movie.
Pretty much.
You should move along. Right, so we reviewed it. We broke it down barely. And then favorite characters. You have any favorite characters, guys?
Ooh.
Oh, I love Doctor Strange. I like Doctor Strange. Like, honestly, Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, like, both movies, this one and the Doctor Strange movie, makes you forget that he was actually British. Like, his American accent is flawless. I hear 0 breaks whenever he speaks.
Sounds like Hugh Laurie.
A little bit like House. He sounds just like House. If they do a remake, go get Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I read somewhere that John Hamm was supposed to be Doctor Strange.
Ew.
That
I like
would-
John Hamm,
yeah.
but no,
That'd be
he's
kinda
too.
weird.
He's odd. The odd guy. You know what I mean? Like, put a beard on him, it'd have been like, yeah, but Benedict Cumberbatch actually does have that look. I think he's a higher caliber actor than John Hamm. You know what I mean?
Ooh, ouch.
And John, sorry, John Hamm. If you're listening to this, I like you because that episode of Black Mirror you were in, fantastic.
Black Mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fantastic episode, even though you're blackballed. But
Right. Yeah. So Doctor Strange for you. What about you, Jacob?
Favorite character?
Yeah.
It's not based on the movie, though.
What? Thor was. Why not?
No, I like Thor. That's my favorite character. Movie, I don't like the movies.
Okay. So you don't like the Thor movies, but you like Thor.
Yeah, the character.
Yeah.
can we have more than one character?
Yeah.
Can I say I like the Maw, actually? I like his powers. I didn't expect that from him. Like,
He was pretty strong.
he was strong. You know what I mean? Like, he was just picking up rocks, just looking at it, he's flicking and doing other types of stuff. I'm like, oh, wow. This guy's pretty good. I'm like, I like him. Too bad he's not going to make it. Like, I knew he wasn't going to make it. If he did make it, he wasn't going to make it in the second one. So, Thanos was going to kill him.
Right.
Because of his plan. I don't still get.
You don't get it.
I get it, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I got something to add to that.
Go right ahead.
But here in a second after I tell my favorite characters. So I got 2 for very different reasons. One is Peter Dinklage's character because he is so adorable.
Yeah.
He just gives something that we just needed in that movie. And Thanos. I actually really liked Thanos.
Yeah.
He had a very interesting story arc, and they really play on his character flaws and like how he just is a shit. And anyway, so as far as like why his motives are that way, I actually had a friend ask me a question about, like, he's got all this power, right? And he's so concerned about society living, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't he just use his powers for good? Like, make it so everybody has enough energy to live instead of just killing everybody off. That's why.
Well, okay. So my favorite character, Doctor Strange and Thor, probably top tier. And answering stating during that question, I sort of look at it as if people sort of are at their best when they're like when there's like struggle, when they're striving for something, but if they handed everything in that stagnation, and then people are getting weaker, and it's not great, I guess. But I don't know.
I mean, what would you do with all that power?
Ew.
Honestly, like, a lot of the powers that they have in this movie, I'm like, would probably take over the world.
Yeah.
Just have a one Earth government. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever seen the first Injustice game, that it'd be just like that regime. Only I wouldn't lose. I have the gauntlet. You know what I mean?
And the gauntlet was kind of nerfed in this. Like, it's more powerful, but I had it, I guess. So I guess you have to be strong enough to wield it. So, like, say I was strong enough to wield it. Having the Mind Stone, I would have access. You know, I'll be able to simultaneously read everyone's mind. Be able to perfectly please everyone with the Reality Stone. Sarah, you know I'm a fan of like different dimensions and stuff. Can I like put everyone in their own like sort of like dream dimension, so everyone's pleased, and then
It's a Matrix.
I don't even think you'd have to go that far. Like, no. So many solutions. And I think with the idea of the gauntlet, like, there's so much room for creativity there. Like, he pulls a moon onto just Tony Stark. And I wasn't expecting that, but it was a cool aspect of the movie. It's like, oh, that's very creative of him.
A moon that only dropped 7 meteors. It was a few meteors. I think he just like kind of dusted it and just like clustered whatever the dust was into meteors or whatever. But I mean, still, he did drop a moon on him.
Right.
Just to try to kill one person. He still kind of lost that fight, but he didn't. Well, he won the fight thanks to Star-Lord. We can thank Chris Pratt for that. I don't know. Maybe he likes Jurassic World better than this movie.
Yeah, yeah. He died so he could be in the next Jurassic World.
And that's
movie.
the other thing I don't get. A friend of mine, I don't know if you remember him. You remember Jalen?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was talking to me. He was like, I don't understand how he died. If he's half celestial.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's half celestial. Like it's like they forgot about that.
Well, he's still a living thing, right?
But still, I mean, should he still be celestial? Like if he's okay, so he disintegrated, but his celestial half should at least still be there.
Well, that's thing that happened in the comics. Like Thanos was fighting 5 of them, like 5 celestials, and so they're under the hierarchy of they're under the power hierarchy, so they're still vulnerable to Gauntlet. Back to what you said about Peter Dinklage. I have 2 nitpicks on the movie. Terrible acting.
Oh no!
I said
it was. It's just
Terrible acting from who?
Peter Dinklage.
No.
Oh, he was overacting.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah, he was definitely. Okay. He was trying to make his voice like this. Son, do you know what's going on? Like I'm like, you didn't have to talk like that. Like they could have.
They wanted to make him into a giant. Had to have a giant voice.
His voice already is a giant. Like he does have a deep voice for a short guy. Like all they had to do is like, okay, we'll just make a 4-foot guy, feet tall, and he can just use his regular voice. I would have still believed that he was a titan.
All right,
or a dwarf.
Here's my thing. Okay, so Peter Dinklage as an actor is very eloquent. So
right.
I feel like maybe they had to dumb him down for this character.
Well, I heard him in video games, and he's, what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's not...
Destiny.
Yeah.
Oh, the first Destiny, yeah.
Just phoned it in for that one.
Man, they got rid of him quick. They were like, here's a new patch, new actor. Like, oh, wow. They didn't just drop a whole patch, they dropped a new game.
Second nitpick, very small, but the CG primarily on the Hulkbuster at the end.
Yeah.
And a little bit of like the neck, like the head, like floaty head a little bit.
When the helmet came off, he was kind of like a floating head type of thing.
Yeah.
It looked like Silver Samurai from
it was just like that. It was just like that.
It was so bad.
But that was what got me like. I don't know if you guys were like caught up at the beginning. Like I had to take us back to the beginning, just like for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
When Thanos was fighting Hulk, when he showed up, was that like not great?
It was awesome.
That was fantastic. That got me in the movie immediately. I was like, wow, you got me right now. That same energy, and they pretty much did this entire movie.
Pretty much nonstop. I have like 2 or 3 like themes that I want to bring up. So the first theme was, I think Hulk was afraid of Thanos because he didn't come out. Yeah.
Hulk's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Hulk was being a big baby. Big baby.
I remember reading somewhere, I think either Mark Ruffalo or Ben Feige said, but like these last time that we saw Hulk, which was in Ragnarok, and these coming movies is gonna be like a mini arc for Hulk, and I think they're gonna Gray Hulk. That's interesting. The second theme is I wonder if you guys noticed this, but each time that Thanos got a stone, there was like a give and take, right? So the space stone, Loki sort of like said his goodbyes to Thor, and you know, like he sort of like sacrificed himself for Thor, and you know, obviously the Soul Stone, Thanos had to sacrifice his daughter, the only one that he loved, and the Vision one where, you know, Vision sacrificed himself,
Right.
and he said I love you, and then
Time Stone.
the Time Stone, yeah, he pretty much just gave that one up.
Yeah, Doctor Strange sacrificed his his duty.
And what's interesting about that is that later in the film, Doctor Strange said, if it comes down to, you know, you, Tony the Spider-Man, now what I think is that he still thinks that way, but he saw in one of the 14 million that he had to give it to he had to let Tony live.
That's what he said. He was like, it's the only way. I was like, okay, so if the only way is just the one out of, what did he say, 14,605 or 65, something like that. Like, if they only won one time and that's the way to go, I'd have done it too. I mean, I want to disintegrate, which he did anyway. But, you know, if it's the only way, it's the only way.
The needs. Oh wait. Oh my God.
The Power Stone.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the Power Stone.
Yeah, who said?
Oh, you know, you don't really. Well, last time we saw that the Nova Corps, you know, with John C. Reilly, and they had so they died off screen. That was sort of.
Did they really? Pretty much on this movie?
Yeah, they weren't in Thor Ragnarok or anything.
Oh, well, yeah.
And the last thing, I liked the Thor rocket pod. How Thor lost his whole family, and at the end, Rocket lost Guardians, right? So they sort of have that thing in common now.
Yeah.
I think that was a pretty cool thread.
All the Guardians died?
Except for Rocket.
The Rocket's like the only one that lived. Because remember, Thanos threw Gamora off the edge just so he can get the Soul Stone. I was like, he's not going to do it. And he just pushed her over. I was like, oh. And that's the other thing I liked about this movie. It was like, there was so many scenes where it was unpredictable. Like, I did not know what was coming next. Like, you know, like most superhero movies, you'll watch it and it's like, well, I know it's going to happen. Exactly. Wins. So like with Vision and Scarlet Witch, their scene, and they were running from you know, the Thanos' children. Yeah. Like, this is it. This is where they kill Vision. This is it. This is where they take the Mind Stone and he's gone. And then see Black Widow show up. Captain America shows up. Who else was with him? Falcon was with him, and it was
Hulkbuster.
Yeah, I was just like, where did they come from? How did they get to Scotland? Like, how did they know? They both turned their comms off. They weren't able to be located, but yet they found them anyway. You know what I mean? But
that may be a plot hole, maybe.
A plot hole, big plot hole. I was like, how they find them? But you know what? This is how they need to introduce these three characters into this movie. So I'll let that one slide. I still think this is a great movie for that. I mean,
so fave moments. Any favorite moments?
Favorite moments. Honestly, the part where destroy the Mind Stone, then Thanos comes in like Debo from Friday, runs everyone over, goes over there. He's like, well, I have the Time Stone, rewinds time back, brings Vision back to life just to kill him again. Like, Vision's the only person to die twice in this series of movies, which I thought was hilarious.
And quote unquote Loki.
And Loki, yeah, that's true.
So why didn't
Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He died the most.
Yes,
that's right.
He died 1,000,000 times before he got to
14 million.
No, in his movie, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
So why didn't they just
Fighting
use the
Dormammu
loop on Thanos?
And you know, that's what I thought he was going to do.
Maybe that was a part of one of the 14 million, like, it didn't work.
Didn't work out.
Well, you know, like, maybe he used the reality to, like, trick him in some way to undo it.
That was the other part. That was actually my other favorite part, where he used the Reality Stone because he already knew Gamora and the rest of the Guardians were going to show up. I was like, wow, he knew that? Jesus, that's God. So that means, I mean, with that scene, that means he killed the Collector too, then, huh?
Yeah, off screen.
Off screen, yeah. A lot of everyone, yeah. He just wins. Body count is high, very, very, very high. And might as well, you're gonna say, might as well say trillions. We don't see the trillions, but we do see at least 10 people die, 15, something like that.
Well, actually, like a bunch of the Wakanda army at the end.
Yep, you're gonna say, oh yeah.
Right, because they're left battling the entire like army of Thanos while everyone's trying to guard.
Getting their screen time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so crazy. Everybody just goes away. I'm just like, oh, even T'Challa, like he didn't even feel it. He didn't even see it coming. He's like, come on, we gotta go. Like he just disappeared. I was like everybody else was like, oh no, like everybody like felt that going away, and that's what made me sad about Bucky. It was like, Steve, I was like, oh, what the hell, what's going on? And I just start seeing more people just disintegrate. I'm like, what's going on? Like, did it? Like, but that was my main question about the end. Like, what is the selection process of that? You know what I mean?
I think it's random.
Yeah.
Like, was it like he said the random thing?
Yeah, Thanos said it's random. You know,
that's his mercy.
Equal poor, equal rich, whatever.
I mean, I do understand that. That's what I'm saying. I get that, but it's just like, do you have to like kill people? Why can't you just like send them to another planet? You know what I mean? Like all these planets and stuff with resource. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like just send them here.
They're all overpopulated too. That's the problem.
Well,
the planets. There's only so many planets that can necessary for the
or
to produce life.
If he's really feeling a little froggy, why didn't he just like get the gauntlet and fix Titan? Why wouldn't he? You know what I mean? Why didn't?
He could have just reversed time to the point where
Titan was where it used to be. Because remember, he did that in that moment for Vision. Like nothing else around them changed. Just Vision being brought back to life and fixing the Mind Stone. Which he could have got to the point where the Mind Stone was brought back and Vision was still dead.
I don't know. I don't think Thanos. Like I think he's a smart guy, but then at the same time,
he's not the smartest.
No.
Common sense left. He doesn't have any common sense. He's like, he has genius intellect. It's just, it's common sense, like in the moment type thinking is.
And his like morality is just not there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, he does. He has it because I mean,
it's a utilitarian morality.
Yeah.
Or like a dictator morality.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But I mean, like, I like how sympathetic they made him a little bit. Not sympathetic, more. They just gave him like an emotional edge. Like he's not gonna do it, but they, brought tears to his eyes and didn't want to throw Gamora off the edge and kill her. Like, well, she's gone and everybody else is gone. I was like, wow. And I thought he killed Drax and Mantis earlier in the movie when they were at the Collector's. I was like, well, they're dead. Everybody else is gonna die. They're dead. Then they were just in like mega block pieces, and they just like put themselves back together.
Favorite moment, Jacob?
When he threw Gamora off.
Sick bastard.
Well, it was like, so I think made him a powerful villain. You could see like the emotion in the villain, like actually like he's struggling with it. Kind of humanized the villain. Yeah. Mixes like You know what? That actually kind of is my favorite part because she didn't see that coming. No, she's like, what? I kind of laughed a little bit because she was like, she's like, how does it feel? You're not gonna be able to do it. And he was like, oh, he ain't crying for him. He was like, it's for you.
Hold on. Like, can I ask something? Who is the guy without the nose?
That's Red Skull.
It's from the first Captain America.
Which, that was my other question. Why?
That was my least favorite part. Like, why is he in there?
Yeah, like, it was so funny. I was in the theater. It was dead silent. And everybody's just sitting there watching it. I'm like, oh, who's that guy under the hood? You hear one chick in the distance. She goes, what the hell? What's that? I was like... Hey, you know what? They brought they just bringing back random. That's what I was like. They brought back one random character, but then he explained why he's there. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of cursed here. So
you didn't even had him in there because then you had to take time to explain. Oh, I teleported above. Yeah. Who cares? I don't care.
Well, I mean, they explained it quick and then they moved on. They just, I mean, if you missed it, you missed it.
Mm-hmm. It's just unnecessary.
Crazy, but that lets me know like who watched the first Captain America movie and who didn't. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they were saying. Like. See if you've been paying attention. Have you done your homework?
I think it was just for fan service.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fan service in this movie.
I was serviced.
Definitely.
Favorite moment, Sarah?
Okay, so I liked when Thanos' children or alien four-handed guys were attacking Black Panther's Wakanda.
Favorite scene.
Yeah. Simply because it reminded me of like Lord of the Rings and like how all of the orcs and goblins were like attacking Middle Earth, and it was just like, oh, okay. You know, this is a cool scene.
It was my favorite part was, I'm not gonna yell on the mic. You know, Black Panther's like, he's like, "Ebon bang!" I'm like, yeah, that's my favorite part. I just love that. I just love the African chants when they just yell out and they're just like, "Oh!" I'm like, yeah.
It's empowering.
Yeah, it's very, you know what? I felt a little bit of, you know, a surge of power run through me. And that was the other thing. Okay, who got an adrenaline rush when they saw everybody running, and then you saw Captain America like haul ass down the hill,
It's keeping up,
and you hear the crowd in the theater like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Yeah, no, that was a fantastic scene." I was like, "I need to practice my running. Like, I need to run faster because I like it." And Captain America actually was one of my favorite characters. Go back to that question. One of my favorites in this movie, simply because he ran fast as hell.
Yeah, he ran just as fast as Black Panther.
Actually, faster.
Yeah,
Faster, a little bit faster.
I think Black Panther was a little bit ahead.
A little bit for like a split second.
Like if it was the Olympics, I feel like Black Panther would still win.
Oh yeah. He's African. He has to win. But, I mean, they used everybody with the right amount of time. That's what also made this movie good.
Balance.
They balanced this movie well, and that was what I was scared was not going to happen when they made the movie. I was like, how are they going to bring everybody together, balance it out, and still give everybody the appropriate times where they need to be in the movie, give them the proper exposition to get this story moving, you know, and get their point across. And then they got their point across, so now when they leave you with the questions at the end, you got to wait a whole year for the next one. You're just like, I want my questions answered, and you're going to be saying that for a whole year.
Even Groot had like enough.
Yeah, Groot had enough time. He had his little lines. He did a very predictable moment. That was one predictable moment in the movie. They're like, "Oh, I need the hammer." I'm like, he's about to get the hammer. I saw that. Yeah, he's like, "I need the handle." I was like, yeah. But they never saw Peter Dinklage like, "How'd you get the handle?" Like I was like, "Well, answer that question for me," you know.
What about you, Garrison?
Definitely when Thor came to Earth, I had the biggest shit-eating grin on my face. That was amazing. In previous films, we never really saw Thor look powerful as film. Like he was wrecking entire like ships and dozens of aliens. Pretty cool. Especially when he showed up with like Rocket and Groot there.
It was so beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah. See, Rocket had that sympathetic moment at the end. Groot was gone, and then, you know, the rest of the Guardians were gone too. But it sucks for him because he doesn't know if the other Guardians are gone. He only knows Groot is gone. Mm-hmm. So I seen him like, what happened? I'm like, dude, you're the last one. I didn't even know that Gamora's gone. No, he knows Gamora's gone. Does he know that Gamora's gone? No, he doesn't. Because he left before they did all that. You, once again, Chris Pratt for this movie.
You know, I think that his character to do something like that, because you gotta think he left Earth kid, so he still has, you know, he's very like, immature and childlike.
Exactly.
So it makes sense to it.
I mean, honestly, of all the characters in the movie, he's like the only one that would do something like that. They were like, they had it off. They had it. It was like right here in the palm of his hand, like it was getting ready to slip out, and then he come out of the trance.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Predictions, guys. Next one.
Oh, it's okay. I still don't understand why Thanos' hand got blown up. I feel like it's got
gauntlet?
I feel like it's got something to do with the time stone, but I could be wrong.
I think that he overused it, like overpowered or something. That's my guess.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't know. Like my prediction for the next one, I'm like, Captain Marvel saves the day. I mean, you saw the post credits. You know what I'm saying? The post credit scene. You know, Nick Fury's like, press call. We need, you know,
on his pager.
Yeah. Right.
Is it a page? Yeah, it's like a pager.
Because him and Maria Hill, they disintegrated too. I was like, shit, like everybody's dying. Like, come on. Even though I didn't see it, I read about it and I can just visualize what happened. I'm just like, oh, the Marvel, she's gonna save the day. You got Captain America still. You got Rocket Raccoon. I mean, but still think there's going to be a high body count in this next movie. But I know some things are going to happen. I mean, I think they're going to bring people back to life too, because a lot of those people that died are having sequels. So I know some of those characters
like
are
Black
back.
Panther and
Black
Spider-Man.
Panther and Spider-Man are definitely coming back. Doctor Strange is coming back.
Or something. Boy.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not dead. They're just banished to the reality.
That could be it.
The mirror dimension.
Yeah, there are like some theories that they're all trapped in the Soul Stone or something.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. But
which is a possibility.
They took their soul.
I have like three theories. So the first theory is like sort of based on like a leaked set.
You read ahead.
I didn't look ahead.
This is extreme spoilers.
No,
the
it's-
comic books just tell you.
All right,
what
yeah,
happened.
so spoilers potentially for the next one. I should say this. Come back in like 2 minutes. So 3, 2, 1, go away. So this was from a leaked photo of the next one. A leaked set image had Captain America in his uniform from the first Avenger. He had me there with like his shirt from the first Avenger. They had Loki there. So basically, I think that they go back in time to that attack on New York. Ant-Man's there, and what the next Ant-Man and Wasp movie, they're trying to get back Michael Douglas. Is that Michael Douglas?
Yeah.
They're trying to get back his wife from the subatomic realm, and from what I read, the subatomic realm is outside of time and space. So if they can like shrink down and like grow into another time, into the past, and maybe be able to reverse some stuff. That's for that. That's that theory. But guys, the next theory is what we know from these movies. It's very calculated. It's very methodical. What happened in Doctor Strange? What was stated was that using the time stone can have serious consequences. So if they try to like rewind time to before Thanos clicked his fingers, this kind of goes back to what I was saying about them soft rebooting the movies. That this causes something, because a lot of the first people, their contracts are coming up. They're not going to be in too many more movies. So what you were saying, Aaron, it's going to be something I don't really know what, but
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like high body count still.
How this is the end of the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they
It's a new
said
beginning.
like you said, soft reboot. So I mean, if
I think X-Men did.
Yeah.
In the future past, they just went back in
Exactly.
time and
Mhm.
created a new
Yeah. New
universe,
timeline, yeah.
new timeline.
yeah, and they pretty much said like, oh, this is the same series because we got the same actors. They brought the original actors back for a quick cameo at the end, but I think next year we're gonna pick up right where it left off. They're probably gonna do a quick recap, like previously on the Avengers. I mean, something to refresh your mind. But this movie probably won't leave my mind for a while because it's ending. I still want questions answered. You know what I mean?
Okay, so one more spoiler for potential spoilers for the next one. Go away. Come back in like 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. So what I said earlier about the characters' set image wearing their clothes from the first Avengers. Remember Tony's vision, like his nightmare vision from Age of Ultron, where they're all like
yeah.
laying on the rock?
Yeah.
Could still happen because they're wearing their old clothes,
Yeah,
right?
because that was when Captain America grabbed him. He was like, "You did this to us," something like that. Is that what he said?
Yeah, and
forgot about
the
that.
Yeah.
Cap's
The whole
shield was
scene.
broken.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen a broken shield yet, so
Yeah, Hulk had like arrows and swords stuck in his.
you know
back.
what? You're right. You that one might be correct because there was a part in the movie where Tony was like, "Thanos has been in my head for years."
Mm-hmm.
So that's the start of it. Because this movie picks up 2 years after Civil War.
Yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
So it's been a few years.
I'm pretty sure he said 5 years.
It's been
It's been
five.
five?
Yeah, he
Six.
said
Six,
6
okay.
years.
Since the Avengers.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
2012.
Okay.
He said it was a fairly long time.
Let me
6
see.
years.
Whatever the period of time was, Winter Soldier woke up between that. So but is it? He said he's like Thanos. Who was he yelling at? He was yelling at Doctor Strange, I think. He was like, "Yeah, he's been in my head for years." I was like, "Oh, that's true. He was." And I thought about that. I'm like, "What scene was he talking about?" It was. I'm thinking. He said ever since. Actually, he said he's been in my head ever since New York. So I'm trying to still figure that one out. I was like, he's been here since New York.
Wait, was it?
That's the first Avengers.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
he
that's
went
what I
to the
was.
portal.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I was like, when did you see him in the first one? Like,
Well,
did you?
like maybe the Armada, the alien Armada, like
Yeah.
he saw that. I don't know.
Yeah, and it was funny because there was a part where they showed that same Armada doing things that they didn't do in the first Avengers movie, like those big silverfish things that were flying.
Right.
They were like shooting blasters. This movie, I was like, where was that in the first one? I don't remember them shooting blasters.
Space whales?
Yeah, they were just flying in the second one. They were just dropping stuff off. They didn't have blasters, but in this one, they did that and they brought them back with blasters. I was like,
On Gamora's homeworld, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
which
flashback.
that scene was deep actually.
Yeah.
That was a very, very deep
Because
scene.
he showed him splitting up the people and then killing off one side.
And then she was
the other
getting ready to
side.
turn and look, and he turned her head back. I was like, give you props for that one.
All right.
I give you Big Dad props for that one.
All right, so coming off of that theory, I think Tony Stark is going to kill Thanos.
Really?
Yep. He's obviously going to tie to him. There's going to be Tony
You're
Stark.
right. It's
like,
either yeah.
I
Everybody's
think they're going to
favorite.
set that up. That might happen. I think Hulk's going to set him up for it because Hulk, they're going to do a big payoff for Hulk, and because you know what he says, he's like, you like showing up at the last minute. This is your time. I'm like, nope, not this movie.
Nice.
It's the next one.
He's got to be super mad.
Oh yeah, he's going. Well, he's still got to get off that ass whooping he just took from the beginning of the movie too. He's embarrassed. That was not coming out. That was my theory on that one. I think he's embarrassed, or he might just be scared. It's like there's nothing I can do. I'm like, I'm supposed to be Hulk. Nothing can stop me. I can't die.
He's never been challenged like this.
Exactly. Got whooped. Got whooped by Thanos, like Krav Maga style. I was like, man, he blocking and he caught Thanos off guard, but was it like 5 seconds after he hit him? Thanos was like, okay, let's go, and then he whooped him. Took all his armor off after that, and then you never saw him in armor again. He just couldn't be touched.
Yeah. And what you were saying about Tony getting the killing, kind of see it like both ways, because they kind of fake, like in pretty much each Avengers, like first one he kind of fake died, Tony fake died, and in this one he fake died, so they can't play that card anymore, because so I want to say that he won't die, and he's definitely going to play a big role.
Well, he's played a big role in all the Avengers. It's pretty much like Iron Man's show. I think he's the highest paying actor.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
probably
well,
why.
it started with him. They're going to end it with him. So, why kill him before the very last movie? But my question, who did you think was going to die in this movie? Like, not like disintegrate at the end die, but I mean like we're going to have a death scene, just them dying.
Vision, sure.
No, definitely Vision.
But I didn't think that many superheroes were going to die.
I knew
Which
it was
I'm
gonna be a
happy
few.
because it makes their stakes. You're always like,
Yeah.
oh, hero's obviously going to win.
Yeah.
Like there's no,
Exactly.
intensity to the
Right.
fight
Yeah.
scene. But it's like,
And with that statement, that's why I feel like there might not be a payoff for the next one. Like, the hero always wins. Well, not with Thanos. Thanos wins. If he wins, he wins. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You're either space dust or you're under his thumb. One of the two. And you can really go for it. But I thought Captain America wasn't gonna make it, because my theory was, I was like, okay, he's gonna die, and Falcon or Bucky were gonna pick up the mantle. Both of them are gone. They're gone. I was like, what? And that's what also made his death scene sad, because Don Cheadle was looking for him. He was like, Sam?
Yeah.
Sam, where are you? And he disintegrated right there. I'm like, you didn't see him? All right.
I thought, actually didn't think that Vision would die, because because my thought was, sure, they took the stone out, but they went to Shuri, so maybe she would fix him up real fast.
Yeah.
That didn't happen, so he died. But for some reason I thought that Falcon would die.
Yeah. And once again, taking you back to it, Shuri and Vision, they also did another scene where you thought it was going to be a predictable moment, like, oh, she's going to get it at the last minute, and Vision's going to live, and they're going to destroy the stone, or he's going to get the stone anyway. Oh, he got the stone anyway and killed Vision.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a big payoff for me. I was like, they didn't give me a predictable moment. Once again, 'cause I'm like sitting there like, okay, Shuri's going to come through. She's going to what she says, trillions of circuits that you need to separate without messing something up to keep them together. I was like, oh, that'd be cool, but I still feel like she can still fix him. He just took like a chunk out of his head. So I mean, I was kind of cringed a little bit.
those circuits run.
Yeah. I mean, she can fix that and he'll be fine. It's just like he just shut down a little bit. He's not.
I think he's dead. Turned gray.
No, I mean, he's dead. He's dead. I mean, like, he's still a computer, So I
guess.
mean, I feel like he just shut down. Like, you take the motherboard out of a computer,
You
you
can
can't
put
really
another
use it.
motherboard
Yeah, you can't
in.
really use it.
You guys notice like Vision is basically a modern day Frankenstein.
Yeah.
He's made of vibranium, like a synthetic skin,
Yep.
like an AI, some electricity, a magic stone.
Yeah.
Pretty weird.
Wait, you said he's made of vibranium, right?
Yeah.
Thanos broke vibranium. I just thought about that. Like he took a chunk out of his forehead and took the stone. I was like, cool.
It's like Hela broke Thor's hammer,
yeah.
so he's stronger than her. No?
And I think, and the other thing with the end of the next one, you said that you think Tony's going to get you said, was that you think Tony's going to get I think it'll be a double team between him and Thor.
Thor?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Thor's super powerful now.
Why give Thor the new hammer and he barely uses it? He didn't really use it in this movie. Like, he had a couple scenes.
He shoved it through his chest.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanos'
But he
chest.
used it wrong. He should have went for the head.
The head
like
or the
said.
hand.
I would have cut the
Arm?
Yeah, I'd have cut the gauntlet arm off. Because
Plus, they need Thor to like transfer between planets too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, another hammer
Yeah.
can do that.
Well, that was final thoughts, guys.
Oh man,
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
really?
Well, that's fair. She isn't as invested as a few of us
Not
are.
as nerdy as we are.
Different ways.
You're indifferent. Okay.
We'll come around one day.
This might be one of those movies where like you'll see the sequel and you're like, I want to go back and watch the first one. You watch the first one, you're like, well, this is better than I thought. I'd give it 9.5 out of 10. I'll give it. I'll probably give it about a 8.7, 10. Wasn't perfect movie. Wasn't perfect. Still good. Still great. It's just some scenes I was just sitting there like, plot hole there. Okay, predictable moment there. Unpredictable moment there, which boosted up a little bit. Just the ending made me sad, and I was just like, I don't want to be sad when I'm a superhero movie. It kind of took some points off from me, but I know there's going to be a payoff in the next one. Prayerfully, another payoff, but no, it's not the end. This is the end of what is it? What phase is this for me?
It's phase 3.
Phase 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, phase 3. Wow. Phase 3 at the end of the second one. So they'll go into their next series of movies.
Well, Kevin Feige also said that after phase 3, there won't be any more phases. So that should be interesting.
What is it? Just
Well, just like no more phases. I don't know what that means. Thoughts, Jacob?
it's always hard rating. There's some problems in the beginning. I gave it like a 7.9. The beginning was some bad shots in the beginning. Acting, Robert Downey Jr. didn't really do. But the acting in the beginning by him wasn't that well. Like the interaction with him and Potts, a little weird. Got better though. Like middle and the end. It was just the beginning, kind of like.
He spaced us too.
That's probably what
That's
happened.
another
They should have.
question.
He should have called her, and that should have been like no answer.
Yeah.
That would have been.
A
hard hit for him.
He would have probably left the theater crying because I almost left with the Spider-Man. He was like, "Mr. Stark,
Yeah.
I feel funny." I was like, "No, no, no."
Okay, now,
That's
okay,
so sad.
what if in the beginning, when Tony was talking about, I had a dream that you were pregnant.
I think she
What
said-
if she was pregnant and then at the end she called, Tony called,
Yeah, it's like,
she's not there.
Oh man.
That's what I'm thinking. She's not gonna be there.
they should have. Yeah, they should have had that in the movie.
It's probably a delete. It's a lot. They have a few deleted scenes because there's a lot of actors that they said prized their roles from the previous movies, but they didn't make that final film cut. So
Where was Hawkeye?
Oh, yeah.
they said he's still underground,
Yeah.
but he's probably No, I think he's going to be in the next one. So
Yeah.
I don't think he's Space Dust.
Right. Because if you notice, most of all of the original team are alive. So
Yeah.
to make that vision of Tony's come true, I think they're all gonna team up one last ride.
A quick question, and this may be stupid, but is Green Lantern part of this universe?
Yes, he is.
No.
The
Come on, guys.
DC.
DC.
Sorry.
And no, he's
He's DC.
Okay.
So, I mean, he can be because it was Ryan Reynolds. If you want to go that route.
That's the stupid thought. Anyway, continue with what you
I
were
was
saying.
messing with you.
Ryan Reynolds jumped ship.
He jumped ship. He went from
Marvel.
DC. He went from DC to Marvel. Well, see,
Deadpool.
he went to Sony's Marvel. He just go to Marvel. He went to Sony's Marvel.
Sony's Marvel.
No, it's
Yeah, it's Fox, right?
Fox.
Yeah,
oh,
it's Fox.
oh, Fox. Okay, okay.
Yeah, Fox
that's
has
why that movie's
X-Men.
decent. Sony is the one that's messing up bad. But I
Maybe
still,
they can
he was
redeem
in another
themselves.
superhero movie too.
Who?
Ryan Reynolds. He was in Blade.
Oh,
yes,
that's
it was
right.
Blade 3.
They would
Blade
have
3.
Ryan Gosling and Ryan
then-
Reynolds, right? Is that what it is?
And he's gonna be in another sort of superhero movie next year, Detective Pikachu.
Lord have mercy.
Well, wasn't Captain America's been superheroes
Yeah,
for a
he's
lot.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And
Push.
sort of Push.
Ugh, that was awful. Oh, that was awful.
All right. So, what was your rating, Garrison?
Rating 8.5 May lower, may raise. We'll see.
Did see it twice.
Did see it twice. Well, this has been definitely a question, our longest podcast, and this could have been much longer. I'm glad we skipped over the breakdown, but I time with podcast, definitely listen in on our previous podcasts, unlike animation and other movies, other shows. Follow us on YouTube, like this, Facebook as well, all that stuff, Patreon. Thanks for listening. Peace.